Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek A Day. Finally, Star Trek Lower Decks is complete. The final season, the fifth and final season, has been released on DVD and Blu-ray. Along with the DVD to complete that DVD set. While this wasn't my overall favorite season of the show, I did do reviews talking about all the episodes as they were coming out, so check those out. It still was, I think, an overall pretty solid final season of the show, and had some real surprises in store. And I do think that this is complete for now. Like, while it does feel like a lot of this era of Star Trek is kind of winding down, even with Strange New Worlds seasons 3 and 4 and that Academy show on the horizon, there is a feeling of this era of Star Trek is winding down over the next few years, and I think a lot of this stuff will move on from. But I think there is a very good chance that Lower Decks will return in some form. I think the chance of a Lower Decks, even just kind of like a short streaming movie, something I think is definitely a possibility on the horizon. But even if this is the end, it was a very interesting chapter in Star Trek. Definitely not to everyone's taste. I really hated it at first and just the idea, but I ended up really liking it thanks to my wife being really into the show and liking it for what it was, as sort of a side show, a companion show, a fun love letter to what it's like to be a Star Trek fan. Even if the humor wasn't always to my taste, there were a lot of things within it that I really related to, and it ended up putting enough real kind of Star Trek feeling adventures and storylines, even if they were in this much more wacky cartoon version. There was enough in there that felt very genuine, like its heart was in the right place, to where it was a show that, again, the style and the humor wasn't always what I was looking for, but you could tell that the minds behind this show were definitely true Star Trek fans and creating something very different, and something that I would like to see either continue or some sort of variation on this theme. Something that I think, again, will be fondly remembered by enough people that it's something we may not have seen the true end of. It might be more of just an end for now. I'd love to hear if you picked up Star Trek Lower Decks, the 5th season, on DVD or Blu-ray, or if you went for that big Steelbook Collector's Edition Blu-ray set. And if you are a fan of Lower Decks, if you are a Lower Decker and you want to see more adventures on the Cerritos, let me know down below. And what you think the future of Lower Decks could be. What avenue could it come back, if it does come back at all? Do you think maybe someday it will return as a show again? Maybe just kind of one streaming movie or a series of streaming movies? Or do you think that it is dead and gone?